It's a typical evening after work and you're scrolling through your Twitter timeline on your phone. You come across a tweet, guys, I'm done. I tried. I'm leaving this world. Such suicidal tweets are common, and most times we try to reach out to them, reach out to their family and friends, but we're often too late. In this video, I'll be talking about how you can identify a depressed friend. My name is Dr. Oyor and I work with Doktorconnect. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe and also make sure that you turn on the notification button so you can get notifications once we drop a new video. Remember that these videos are meant for educational purposes and are not meant to be used as diagnostic tools, and they definitely do not replace a consultation with a doctor. So let's get into the topic of today, depression. I'm sure you've heard that word a couple of times. Mental illnesses are really common, and according to WHO, 1 in 4 people will have a mental illness at some point in their lifetime. If you're 4 people watching me in a room, be rest assured that one of you may probably be struggling with, or will at some point in their lifetime struggle with some depressive or mental illness of some kind. About 800,000 people every year commit suicide, and Nigeria is one of the top countries when it comes to successful suicides in the world. It's also important to remember that about 300 million people are diagnosed with depression every year. So what can we do? How can you help your friend that is depressed? In fact, the first step to helping anyone is identifying. Now, these are some of the tips you can use to identify a depressed friend. One of the things you will notice is that depressed friend may lose interest in activities that he or she previously found very interesting or pleasurable. You may have a friend that loves to watch Korean series or a friend that loves video games. If you notice that friend loses interest in those activities and maybe stops updating you about the latest series or telling you how they finished the latest video game after a 24-hour binge, which is, by the way, unhealthy, you should probably flag it in your mind and follow up with your friend. Check up on that friend. What's going on? How are you? Is there any issue? Is there something you want to talk about? Because most times people may not speak out, but through their actions, you may be able to pick up that this person is going through a tough time or the person may be depressed. Another sign you may notice in a friend that is depressed is also social isolation. The friend stops hanging out with you at your regular spots. Maybe the friend stops going for O1 bears like we do in Lagos, or going to the cinemas with you, going to the mall with you. Most times when you call that friend, oh, hi, let's meet up at so place, and the friend is like, oh, I'm busy today, or I'm too tired, or I'm not feeling too good. Those excuses may not necessarily be that the friend doesn't like you anymore. It may just be that the friend is going through a tough time and just wants to be alone. That social isolation is such a huge part of depression, and it's something to actually take note of. And if you notice a friend pulling away, instead of cutting off the friend like we do on social media, it's better to reach out to the person and find out what's going on. Another sign of depression in a friend may also be sleep, either lots of it or little of it. Some people with depression may have poor sleep, find it difficult to fall asleep, and may struggle with sleep, and others may have lots of sleep. They may just find themselves sleeping and sleeping and sleeping with no will to do any other thing. I know some of you sleep for a living. That's different. But the one I'm talking about is something that is different from what the person normally does. So that's one of the things you may notice in the person that is depressed. Either the person sleeps a lot or the person doesn't sleep so much. Another sign you may also notice in someone that is depressed has to do with food. Either the person eats a lot or doesn't eat much. Now, again, it's always about looking at what your friend used to do previously. Was your friend that kind of eater that will go to the restaurant and when they order food, everybody will be looking at your friend like, now you, or is it the kind of person you'll be begging, please, just eat now, just eat. So if you notice a change in what used to be their previous states, maybe they used to eat a lot and suddenly the friend isn't eating so much, or the friend used to eat little and suddenly is eating a lot, you want to check up on your friend, ask some questions, find out how the person is doing. Another sign you may notice in the friend that is depressed is also increased irritability. You may find your friend getting angry frequently, more than they used to, or maybe the friend gets frustrated, shouts. Those signs may be pointing to something bigger going on at the background, which may be depression. So, as always, you want to check up on that friend. Another sign you may also notice in someone that is depressed is expressing negative thoughts. Now, one of the hallmarks of depression is just a lot of negativity. The person just seems to have this cloud of negativity around them. Note that it may not always be so. Some people may be depressed and may appear happy and bubbly and lively. It's more common to notice people with depression being negative, telling you, oh, my life is terrible, or I'm not doing much, or I'm worthless, or I'm this, I'm that. And you may notice that your friend was not like that previously. If you notice that, or if you observe that kind of trend in your friend, it's definitely worth checking out, asking questions. I think you must have noticed from the different signs that I've given that one of the key factors to identifying a friend that is depressed is asking questions, observing what your friend does. Is it different from what the person used to do? Is there any change? And then don't just throw away the change or brush it off as one of those things. It's always good to ask questions, especially in this era that we are in. Now, how can you help your friend? You've observed these signs, you've talked to your friend, you realize that, oh, there's something going on here, and you definitely want to help your friend. Now, I'm going to give you 4 ways you can help your friend that is depressed to get through this phase. One way you can do so is by getting your friend to talk to a professional. I know you mean well. You want your friend to be okay again, but you may not necessarily have the training or the expertise to help your friend get through this period. It's always best to get that person to talk to a professional, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or if you can't even get any of that, talk to a doctor at least or a nurse. That's the first step you should take in helping your friend to overcome this depression. Another way you can help your friend overcome depression is by also educating yourself about mental health issues, depression, so you can also help your friend by identifying symptoms, knowing what to do to help your friend get out of this phase. Education is key because most times you find people telling depressed people, shake it off, you're just sad. I mean, just man up. And you see that those words can be hurtful to people that are going through such stressful times. So educating yourself more about what mental health is, the kind of words to say to someone going through mental health issues will be very useful in helping your friend overcome depression. Another way you can help your friend is by, of course, being a support system. Now, one key component of getting over depression is social support. If you can support your friends, you can help your friend go through those tough times, give them words of affirmation, remind them that they are useful, they are valued, they are loved. These words may go a long way in helping them to overcome depression, in improving their self-worth, and even preventing or keeping away suicidal thoughts. The last tip I'll share with you is identifying stressors. Identifying stressors in your friend's life. By stressors, I mean events, factors, or influences that are causing undue stress and negative pressure to your friend. Identifying stressors in your friend's life can help with overcoming depression. Really, it may be that they are staying with someone that is overbearing and keeps feeding them with negative thoughts and ideas. It may also be their workplace that may just be toxic and may be the stressor. Sometimes it may just be the city. I'm not going to mention a popular city, but sometimes taking a break from that popular city can help you with depression. Just going somewhere else where there's no traffic, you're not fighting different people in traffic, and you're just breathing in clean natural air and looking at the starry skies may help you with overcoming depression. I think with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you. Yeah, I'm closing like a secondary school student now. I've been able to convince you and not confuse you about how to help your friend with depression and also how to identify the signs of depression in your friends. At the end of the day, we all need someone to lean on. We all need someone that we can rely on and that will help us as well. If you know someone going through depression or you are someone going through depression, don't feel alone and don't feel like all hope is lost. The truth is, help is there. And one way you can also help yourself or help your friend is by downloading the Doktorconnect app, activating your account, and also talking to a doctor. Talk to the doctor about how you're feeling. We also have psychologists and psychiatrists as well that can handle whatever mental issue you're going through and help you through this depressive episode. If you found any of the tips helpful and you intend to use them for your friend or in your life, or you've used them in the past, don't fail to share with us in the comment section. If you've also had any negative experience when it comes to depression, like people telling you, oh, shake it off, or it's just one of those things, how can you be depressed? Nigeria is a happy nation, nobody is depressed, or everybody is depressed. Whatever dismissive comments you've had about depression, you can also share with us what your experiences have been like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are new to this channel, and also turn on the notification button so you can get updates when we post new videos online. Thank you and see you in the next video.